Hi, Internet. It's me, your host, the Dungeoneer. I have with me tonight gaming on Dungeons and Dragons Planeswalkers. Go ahead. We'll start with Petra.
Oh, hi. I'm Ceramic Owlbear, and I play Petra, who is a Knowledge Cleric, Earth Genasi.
And Tur.
Hi, I'm Jess back. I play Tur Duck and Duck, who is a Forest Gnome Ranger.
And Dix.
Hey, my name is Dix. You can find me at Just the Dix on Twitter. I am also part of the Swordcast Adventures, and I play Maladrak, our Aarakocra Paladin.
All right. So, boy, did we have a game last time, folks. Almost killed the party with the plant. So let's see who's gonna do the recap from that session. Give me a D20, folks.
Oh.
Dix with a 2, Tur with a 4, Petra with an 8. Wow, I hope we get out of the single digits tonight, folks. Okay, Dix, What do you got for us?
We just need another player. We could have had a 6 in there.
Yeah, right.
6, 8.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we assassinate?
Alright, so last time we had left the odd circus that we were part of after finding out that we were stuck in a pocket dimension in the Feywild. We eventually made our way back to Gunther's and found out that we had been gone for a couple months. We left in the summer, and when we got back it was now winter. We talked with Gunther, found out that the group of adventurers that he was paying to go find another piece of the rod had come back. So he had a new piece of the rod. We were about to try and get him to help us get back home when he called the kobolds that he now has working for them slaves, and Tur did not like that very much. So she kind of flipped out on him a little bit. Gunther got really mad and slammed that new piece of the rod into it and wished for us to leave him alone. At which point we then found ourselves stranded on some road in the middle of a jungle. After a few moments of trying to figure out what we were going to do, 3 large dinosaurs came stomping down the road with riders on their backs, and a couple of them thought that we were planted traps and started shooting arrows at us. After they left, we were still trying to figure out what to do and decided to walk down the road when another group of smaller dinosaurs found us and attacked. After that, we were feeling a little beat up and decided to camp for the night, at which point Petra got up in the middle of the night at some point to go pray, I believe, and was attacked by an assassin vine. After calling out for us, me and Tur went and helped out and were able to save her and finish the night. And we woke up the next morning and started to head down this road, which I believe we ended looking at a town.
You ended up looking down from a high hill, seeing that you can see the road that you're on starts winding closer and closer to a river, and between the road and the river they both point towards this lovely port city that has in the far distance you can see the rolling ocean and crashing waves. It's still probably 2 days travel, but you've got a clear downhill view things, and in the far distance you can see trees shaking as those dinosaurs that ripped on by you before are continuing their run down the path, just trampling things. You can see like flocks of birds flying away from the trees as they rip through the terrain. You did get a long rest in. It had to be sort of reset partway through the night and stretched out a little longer, so it's already mid-morning when you finally feel rested, mostly healed, and on guard for all the odd vegetation, new animals, plants that you have never seen before. The smell of jungle flowers starts filling your nose as the sun breaks through and starts pushing the clouds away. There's a heavy fog in the morning. It starts rolling away, and you can feel that moisture just sinking in to the padding under your armor, causing everything to just weigh a little bit more and have that heavy, heavy weight on your chest. It's especially bad for Maladrak, whose feathers are a little more suited to cold weather than this weird moisture.
Yeah.
Right. And how do you start your day?
I guess we trek on towards the city.
All right, who's going to be leading the path?
Do we want me to do it?
Yeah, I'm like,
It is
not
one of my
Petra.
skill sets.
There you go. I was gonna say, as we go, can Petra be picking like some flowers or herbs if she sees them?
Absolutely. So, Tur, I will ask you to give me a survival. Petra, survival or nature?
22.
Wow, nice.
My bread and butter.
Okay, Petra, you managed to pick up a few interesting things. One of the things that you find is this odd, like it looks like a triple-sized walnut. So it's almost the size of an apple, but it's a walnut shaped. And as you pick it up, you like see a slight rattling, like feel a slight rattling in it. You give it a little shake, like, oh, this is a cool rattle, and it starts to glow in your hand. And the glow lasts for about 10 minutes and then slowly fades away.
Cool.
You have found what is called a Waka Waka nut. No Fozzie the Bear.
God damn it.
No Fozzie the Bear references intended, but I can't speak for the Wizards of the Coast who made this shit up. So...
Oh,
I love it.
man.
So you found what is essentially a really handy little instant light. Bioluminescent, that lovely sort of bluish green light that comes off of it when you shake it.
Nice.
Tur, the date, you managed to do a really good job of leading everyone down the road. It helped that it was recently trampled by dinosaurs, and any smaller predators were mostly driven off. The little flock of raptors that had been kind of falling behind were a lot like sharks that are swimming after whaling vessels. They knew that those big dinosaurs were going to cause some shit, kill some things. They were just there to pick up the scraps. But since you guys did a really good job of wiping them out, there hasn't been really any other troubles. Halfway through the day, you go down the hill and you start passing through, getting closer to the river, and the moisture starts seeping across, and you can see that aside from this fairly well-packed road, the terrain around you is starting to build into swampish territory. As you're moving through the swamp, you pick out, drifting off to the left of the path here, a smaller little path, or a smaller little well-shaped, it looks like there's large chunks of stone that have been dropped into the ground, forming a just wide enough for a single cart to go off. And in the distance down that path, give me a perception check.
All of us?
Yes, please.
The group or just her?
Let's go with the group.
Ooh, Tur. 13.
10.
All right.
Oh, man.
So, Tur, you're the only one that really notices it, and what you're picking out is a familiar sound. One that you had heard before when you were rescuing a child is that of a large jungle cat's battle roar.
Oh shit. The pumas. Or mountain lions, whatever you want to call them.
Mhm.
I hear them.
What direction was it coming from?
I don't know. I just heard them.
We should.
Would I know what direction they were coming from?
Yeah, it was coming from down
I'm assuming
from the
not
side
like
path.
a 13 was...
No, it was coming from the side path there.
or is it not on this map?
It is not yet on this map.
Alright, well, then I will point in that general direction.
Should we leave it alone?
Yes, I would not go investigate it. I don't want to have my face gnawed off by a giant cat this morning.
Agreed.
All right. So you continue on down the path for a little while. As you come level or come even with this side cart, you can see it's like it's one of the straighter roads that you've seen straight down, and you can, as you're looking, a pinkish dome comes up out of nowhere, about 120 feet away in the jungle. So it's just looking through a canopy. You wouldn't have noticed it if not for the bright pink shine, and you hear again loud noises and shouts in a language you don't understand. Continuing on your path, you head down the road, and I'm going to ask for so you leave that alone. Continuing down the road towards the port, the rest of the day is fairly uneventful. So who's going to be setting up camp tonight? You want to give me another survival check for setting up camp?
Sure. 19.
All right.
Winning, guys.
Yeah. So Tur's like looking around, setting up a camp, and Petra's like finds this area of like spongy moss and like these lovely little plants with like 3 leaves on each stem with like a little reddish tint. Like, oh, these look pretty. And immediately Tur's like, poisonous, bad, no, just not healthy at all. She's like eyeing up a patch of poison ivy to make a bed on. Tur finds.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, Tur finds a decent grouping of plants and foliage, and checks around to make sure there's no assassin vines. And you guys can settle in for the night. What would be the watch order?
I can go first.
Okay.
I'll go second.
Oh, good.
And
I'm gonna go
Petra.
third again.
Alrighty.
Petra, don't go to the bathroom. Pee before you go
Just
to
hold
sleep.
it.
Alright. So you settle in for the night. Tur, perception check for your night.
Oh shit, 7.
Alright. So your watch passes fairly uneventfully, although you're starting to get like just like bored, and it's like it was a really sweaty, heavy day, and even though you were traveling downhill, so it was one of those like blinking off and like blinking yourself back awake, like right, yeah, looking around. Nothing really catches your attention. Maladrak.
$14.
All right. Your watch passes uneventfully. You hear the slight rustling of maybe some monkeys, something climbing in the trees, making, ooh, 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 ooh. And then there's the of large owl-like wings, and then it's quiet for the rest of the night. Petra.
Hi. Perception, not performance. And I'm winning. Not one, fam.
That's awesome.
That's it. You're not taking last option anymore.
Agreed.
Wow. Okay. Petra, roll D100 for me.
Oh shit.
53.
Okay. So,
I rolled 2 nat ones in a row.
almost like you're trying to cause trouble. So as the night progresses, sitting in the light of false dawn, sitting around looking at the fire, your eyes getting heavy. It's been a long day. Fog starts rolling in, followed by a light rain, kind of drowning the fire out a little bit. And without warning, the only sound that you hear is the passage of something large moving through the air before a tiger lands out of the bushes right next to you, spinning to face you and snarling. Initiative.
Just for Petra.
We're gonna go for everybody. Y'all will wake up when you wake up and then join the initiative order.
Got it. Roger. Alright, hang on a second. Nice, Tur. Good job, buddy.
As soon as you wake up, you're gonna be causing trouble. Maladrak?
Maladrak got an 8.
Okay.
Yup.
Alright. So what'll happen is on your turns, Maladrak and Tur, you will roll a wisdom, and the DC is going to be... Whoops, not that. 25.
Oh, shit.
Well, shit.
At least for this round.
Yikes.
So Tur, you're up. Give me that wisdom.
Okay. Alright. Tur, you can do this. I believe in you. But I swear to God, I will throw you out with the bathwater. Okay.
So this is perception. This is perception.
Straight wisdom?
Perception.
Perception?
Perception.
That's
yeah.
different.
Yeah. Wisdom perception,
Well, actually,
sorry.
no, it's not. It's still +2.
Oh, so close. So close, but no. That's a 19, so that is not going to be wake-up time for you, no. However, the tiger is still focused on Petra, and 15. Does 15 hit you, Petra?
No.
All right.
No, I've got it killed.
So the claws come out and it like just rakes at you. You manage to step back out of the way. Maladrak, give me that perception.
22.
Oh, no.
Very, very close. Almost like you're like crinkling up, like making like those big sniffs of the beak, like you smell something in your sleep and it's making you a little fitful. But it's Petra's watch, and I'll just okay. Petra, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Well, I know what I'm gonna do, but just so I'm clear on this part, I'm like, I got attacked on my watch after I slept the last time, but now I've slept.
You slept, so you've had your long rest.
Okay, I'm just gonna clear my spell slots then.
Yeah, your long rest has been completed because you're on last watch.
Right. Okay. And I am going to use thaumaturgy to yell really loudly at this tiger. Be like, oh, come on! Loudly enough that I'm hopefully waking up the rest of my friends.
Yep, deliberate attempt to wake them up. Tur and Maladrak, you will be waking up on your turns. So that's your action. Bonus action, Petra?
Okay, so this thing is right beside me.
Mm-hmm.
As a bonus action, can I just take out my mace so I have that ready?
Yep. All right.
I'm not going anywhere.
Alrighty. Tur, you're awake, on your back.
Okay. What's going on?
And as you open your eyes, you see Petra facing off with a tiger, mace in hand.
Alright. Alright, so I will Hunter's Mark the tiger.
Okay.
And sorry. Okay.
I've chosen.
I guess I'll just hit it with my mace of shots.
So you're gonna get up, half your move.
Yeah, and I'll move to.
You can get there.
Yeah, so I'll get up in the tiger's face and hit it with my mace. Nope.
No, you will not.
Hold it.
Despite being very large, it is also very, very agile.
Yeah, I done goofed that one up.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be it for me.
The tiger is now faced with 2 foes, but they are angry, and so it's going to claw at Petra. Its initial target with a 19.
19 hit.
Alright. That is 6 points of slashing damage as its claws rake into your thighs. Maladrak, you're awake.
I stand up and I grab my flail and my shield, and I move into position next to Tur, and I will take a swing at him.
Go for it.
For a 17.
That is a hit.
Alright, 9 damage.
Petra.
Okay. Petra is going to try to hit this guy with her mace. It will be fun, you guys.
That is a hit.
13 to hit.
13
All
is a
right.
hit.
And Petra will move a little bit over so that she's flanking it with
Alrighty. Maladrak. Tur, you are up.
Alright. Bonus action to keep Hunter's Mark on the tiger. Going. It's still in melee range, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try again to hit it with my mace. 19?
Yeah, 19's hit.
Ooh, it takes 3 bludgeoning damage.
Your fearsome thews.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Alright. So Mace bashes it into the shoulder, just shuds over. It's it's like eh, but not terribly damaged. Very frustrated about it. However, it doesn't like being surrounded. So it is going to make a boogie on out. And hit the tree line. Attacks of opportunity all around, though.
Nice.
Petra and Maladrak, you actually get yours at advantage
Dope.
Yes.
because you're able to attack it from flanking before it leaves.
Yeah, Tur whiffles it again.
Maladrak got a 14
That is a hit.
for 7 damage.
Petra's got a hit as well.
20.
All right. And
Everyone did more damage. How does that work?
Yeah.
Fine.
the tiger hits the tree line and gets behind cover.
Nice. Unless it's going to get its friends, in which case, then that's not cool.
No. So it is hit the tree line. So what are you guys going to do?
Just leave it. Fuck it.
Yeah, Molodrak like stands his ground and gets ready for it to come back, but unless it moves back towards them, he's gonna let it run.
Okay. After a couple of minutes of waiting, silence, a couple more minutes, still quiet. We're out of combat, and the tiger's gone.
We just made a supervillain out of that tiger. It lives to see another day. Comes back as an awakened tiger. You remember when you damaged my shoulder?
You hit me with your weak ass mace.
Oh man, it's sure con now.
Petra,
Oh,
did
God.
you go for another walk?
No, I sat in the rain. Got attacked by a tiger. I don't want to do watch anymore.
How about you do first watch from now on, and I'll take the last shift.
Okay.
Okay. Shall we get started on our day then and head towards that city?
All right, give
Yes,
me
let's go.
somewhere?
Enough of this.
a survival roll for your day of travel.
Yeah. Oh, Tur, you idiot! I rolled a 7.
Okay. As you're traveling, you're starting to get parched. The water that you had carried with you, you've drunk about all of it yesterday because it was so hot. Today is equally just as hot. Even though there's rain falling, you have no way to collect it. And the river next to you smells briny. So as you're traveling through this jungle territory, you're getting really parched, very dry, and you can feel that, like the sweat, all that moisture that you want inside you is slowly creeping out your pores, and you're moving. It's harder and harder to move throughout the day, and you don't get as far as you'd wanted to, and you take a point of exhaustion each.
Oh, damn.
Yikes. Okay. Ouchies.
Figure out how to do that. Then I'm gonna create water. I even have it prepared.
And the
But I
create.
will remember to
Solid.
do that later.
So you might do that during the course of the day, then, to avoid the point of exhaustion. Once you start, if you've got that create water available, it creates 8 gallons of water, which is enough for 4 adults. So you have just enough for the 3 of you and a little bit extra to avoid that point of exhaustion.
Well, wouldn't it count more as a little bit more than that because like Tur is half the size of everybody else?
It's still one of those things of like it's that much. It's that much. 2 gallons of water a day for a person moving through something this hot is not uncommon.
That's fair. It was just a question.
Yeah, you might be small, but you're still thirsty.
That's good, because I couldn't figure out where the point of exhaustion was.
And so,
That's okay.
even after that, you, with your water skins, you've got about a gallon left in each for each of you in your water skins, or no, 2 gallons left between the 3 of you for that day. But having that spell handy is gonna make life a lot easier traveling through an area that does not have fresh water. So, okay, so that night you managed to get close enough that you can choose to try and push through the night and make it to the gates of the port, or wait till the next morning and travel through. What are you guys gonna do?
could we estimate how long it would take if we decided to push through?
It'd be about another 4 hours. You would be getting in there close to like 10 o'clock at night.
They might not have the gates open.
Yeah, we might also take another point of exhaustion.
I thought we didn't have that point.
Yeah, you didn't take that one because
Midwater.
Or well, yeah, we might get one though.
Oh yeah. We should just rest, and then
I think so.
take last watch.
all right. So
As promised.
traveling on the road. Who's taking first watch this time?
It's Petra.
Petra.
She doesn't get a choice anymore.
And then Tur, and then Maladrak on last watch. Okay, Petra, give me perception for your watch. Don't get advantage on that one.
Sorry, I still had advantage on from the last one. Hold on, I'll redo that. Sorry. 9.
Not great, but considering your proximity to the city, not terrible. So you throughout the night you can sort of hear the distant sounds of like city life. It seems like things keep going fairly late in this city because you can still hear it. You can see the light, a little bit of light pollution covering the or shining up against the clouds, and in the distance you can make out a lighthouse now swinging its light across the port. But other than that, nothing happens. Tur.
Yes. Oh, I'm not going last.
No. Oh, are you gonna go last? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I
Okay.
said I was gonna go last.
Okay, Maladrak then. Middle watch.
10.
Again, similar to Petra. Again, some quiet noises, small animals, nocturnal creatures, but nothing predatory. Still a little unnerving, and you're starting to feel like a slight itch in your feathers. It's like all this moisture is building up, and it's not a really comfortable situation.
Yeah, not at all, especially with the plate armor.
Yeah.
Or
Nobody.
the chainmail, I should say.
Yeah. Nobody wants feather rot.
Yeah, no.
And Tur.
Yes. Do. Why is this being weird? I have no idea what's going on. Perception.
So it's just that
It's just the third spot.
It's just the third spot.
The third spot is cursed.
That's
The third watch is cursed.
for those of you that are stat monkeys. That's 3 natural ones on the third watch in a row. Tur, I'm going to ask you to give me a D100 roll, please.
Welcome to
Oh
Troll.
god, why? Oh no, I didn't do it right. Another tiger comes out to play.
Except there's 2 of them now. He went and got his pal.
Like I called it.
Oh
I'm really
boy.
gonna die if it is 2 tigers.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna lose it.
no. It is not.
It's
an
3
assassin
tigers.
vine. It's an assassin vine and a tiger.
What languages do you speak?
Uh-oh.
I speak Common, Gnomish, Goblin, and Sylvan.
Okay. So, what you hear and some crashing sounds from the jungle.
Oh shit.
What?
And like reaching through a tree or through the jungle, it's like a large bluish hand just pushing foliage away and muttering to itself. The largest creature that you've seen, but something that Maladrak, as the ground shakes as you're watching. You open your eyes like, this is a familiar figure. This is a frost giant that has just walked out of the jungle.
And
That's pretty dope.
Maladrak would sit up and like ready his weapons and like wake up Petra if she's not awake.
So this frost giant stops about 30 feet away from you, tilts its head a little bit, looking down at you. What languages do you speak, Maladrak?
Orin, Celestial, and Common.
Okay. It looks at you, looks at Tur, looks at Petra. Bad camp spot.
I just kind of like stand ready and just like see if he does anything else.
Just kind of stands there looking at you. I mean, he's like got an axe over one shoulder, and he's like a large pouch, like a large leathery pouch that's like slung open a bit, and you can see some like head-sized rocks in it. He's wearing a little bit of armor, this big helmet that looks like it's got mastodon tusks coming out of it, and he just kind of looks at you. Where are you from? He's speaking
Not
in
here.
common. Me neither.
Where
are you from?
transported?
Hmm? He just
Sorry,
looks.
we both talked at once.
He looks at you both at the same time, little confused because you both spoke at the same time. Huh?
I just defer to Tur.
Oh, okay. Were you transported here? Or are you traveling?
Traveling. Looking.
What are you looking for? Do you need help?
You help me. Huh. I'm looking, human man.
Ah! Well, what does human man look like?
So, the frost giant scratches his head for a little bit. Fancy.
Fancy.
Skinny, small. Travels with, Dragon Man. You see him?
So for the two guys that were on that dinosaur,
Mm-hmm.
what were they again? I don't remember off the top of my head.
One of them was a girl.
No, none of them match the description that he gave you.
Okay. Yeah, we saw him. That was how many days ago? I've lost track.
That would have been 3.
3 days ago? It's gonna say 2 days ago?
Mhm.
3 days ago, on this road. Going that way.
Which way do you point?
The way that we're going, right? Because
So
we were just following them
Back,
down the road.
back into the city. Okay.
Yeah. Does human man have a name? Maybe we
Artus.
can go fetch him for you.
Artus Kimber.
Artwist Kimber? Can I have that chat?
Yeah.
Please. I don't think I'm gonna spell that right. For my notes.
Oh, I was close.
Oh, okay.
Goes, huh? City. Shrugs his shoulders, turns around, looks over you, look back at you. You coming?
Yeah,
And then he
I
just
suppose-
starts walking towards the city.
Whoops.
I kind of
I
like look at her and I'm shrug. Should we
Yeah,
go?
sure, why not?
Petra's like, so we're super quickly packing up camp. Okay.
I mean, hardly any. We'd be hard pressed to find something that would want to mess with a guy at his size. I don't see the harm in following him. He scratches our back, we can scratch his. As Cher's like stuffing stuff into her bag and packing things up really quickly.
Yeah.
As he turns and walks away and starts walking, he's not walking very fast. It's fast enough that Tur would probably have to jog to keep up to him, but just slightly faster than a human. You notice that the fog actually seems to condense as it gets closer to him, and you see, like, as he moves, like, little icicles break off and fall to the ground and quickly melt away. He is exuding cold.
Maladrak packs up his stuff real quick and starts to follow, but he's not taking an eye off this guy. He's like super weary about it.
Okay. So, within just a few hours, the giant doesn't talk to you again unless you talk to him. He's just, every now and then looks over his shoulder, grunts, like a little approving grunt. When Tur starts falling back a little behind, he's like, keep up. But he's...
While we're walking, Maladrak would ask him where he was from.
Mountains.
Which ones?
Iceheart Mountains. Long, long way. Took a boat here. Hate boats.
I can imagine.
And why are you looking for this artist?
He stole something.
From you?
Close enough. I want it.
What is it?
You help me find man. I give you money. You don't need to know what.
Good enough for me.
He looks at Petra and Maladrak. The little one's the boss?
Today she is.
It's more of a group effort.
He looks at three of you over and he goes, looks at Maladrak just sizing you up and goes, should be you. Now it's me. And he just turns and keeps walking. Congratulations, you've been adopted.
The frost giant and his three weird kids.
You get to the city gates just as they're being opened for the day. As you approach the city, you start moving through like a shanty town that's just on the edge of it. The houses are largely stucco and clay. They're overgrown with vines and jungle foliage. Everything is got that a slight Olmec vibe to it. So it's got like the large face carvings and heavy stonework, and rounder windows rather than square, rounded roofs. None of the peaks or sharp angles that Tur you're used to and Petra you're used to. Actually, it's almost comforting to you, Dix, because it's similar to the nesting grounds from where you were from. And you see a lot of halflings, dark-skinned, ranging from near ebon black to just a dark tan. Everybody here has got that New Zealand sort of fuzzy hair and darker skin. You see a bunch of older women with chin tattoos, all halflings. And as the giant moves through, they just kind of like just politely back away and just kind of watch some little kids that were playing some sort of kickball game, just like just step out of the way, just giant, and like nobody's freaking out or anything. They're just like giant, and the kids move to the side, and then when he passes and you pass behind him, they're back out in the middle of the road again. And as you come down off the final rise, you find yourself at the gates. And the giant says, "This, Port Nyanzaru. You come with me." And you have entered the city through the area called Malar's Throat. It's a shanty town. There's some walls. There's 3 small walls that are like just like thicker barricades and stuff like that, separating things out, breaking the paths. One of them is almost like an overpass built, so you can walk from one high ledge over to the other high ledge and then down through the gully in between them. The path that you guys are entering the city, it is cleared, and you can tell that it's wider than a normal cart path, not even like 2 or 3 carts wide, and you can see the footprints of dinosaurs all over the place. In fact, as you're passing through, you can see some of them Tyrannosaurus just penned up like a horse. Another one getting harnessed up onto a cart. It's a younger Tyrannosaur, and its horns have been shaved back a little bit, but it's being harnessed up to a cart just like any other service animal. You eventually get up to the main gates in this area right here. And the giant just nods at the guards. The guards look at him, look at you. And they're just like, they just nod their heads. Like, they don't even check in where you're from, no questions, just like, they just look you up and down, look up at the sun, nod their heads, and the gates open for you to pass through. The giant starts heading, he cuts into the city, turns right, and you start walking through the beginnings of a busy city. The morning sounds, people running around, urchins starting to get out. You see groups of men with machetes walking down along the wall area here. And they're just hacking away at vines that have grown over, doing like just basic city cleanup stuff as they enter the city. The giant continues on until he gets up to the front door of what can only be described as a pleasant little inn. It stands out from the rest of the architecture here as distinctly human. A wooden building with peaked roofs, square windows, glass. The main window over the large double doors that are giant-sized has stained glass over it, causing, as it faces out into the harbor, so as the sun rises, it casts this rainbow of colors inside the inn. And outside, just below it, painted on either door, is the picture in profile of a Tyrannosaurus with its head cast back in a roar. The giant points and goes, "Thundering Lizard." And he walks in, just pushing the door open, ducks his head to get in through this 10-foot high doorway. Walks in.
About the lizard?
He just pointed at the door and said, "Thundering Lizard."
Thundering Lizard, got it,
Yeah.
okay.
He sits down, and you can see it's a 3-tiered restaurant with an atrium above. So when you first walk in, the ceiling is 20 feet high. It's open ceiling to floor. Towards the top, there are some vented slats that you see a halfling innkeeper using a rope pulley system to open them up. and there's like a spinning fan in the middle of the room that's attached to a rope that goes down deeper into the building, disappears somewhere, and it starts lazily spinning, pushing air through and allowing passage of air. The second tier has tables and standard tavern area and stuff like that. And the third tier appears to be a series of rooms with little balconies that open up and stairs coming down on either side. So the giant sits down essentially with his back against the wall in a corner, looks towards the bar in the second level. He goes, "Breakfast." The bartender goes, You left?" He goes, "Yeah. More breakfast. And for my people too." And he points at the three of you and goes, "They're mine." And he looks around the bar and like gives stink eye to all the other bar patrons that are slowly waking up and having their breakfast. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna have breakfast.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So very quickly, the bar manager, this stout halfling dude with like big fro and a thick beard that's been braided into a couple of different spikes, brings out like pitchers and pitchers of fruit juice, juices that you've never tasted or smelled before, from where your homeland's, just nothing there. And then a large like party bowl of fruit. There's pineapples and mangoes and papaya and dragon fruit and all these other things that you people have never seen before. And then shortly after that, about a half a pig. That's just nice crackling skin. It's been chopped up into chunks, just cleaver style. Not really any, they cut it apart at the joints and then a couple extra chops, so you can just grab a handful of meat, which is what the frost giant does almost immediately. Other patrons of the bar include a pair of elves wearing light leather armor, a group of halflings that are decked out as adventurers. They're carrying weapons. They don't look citified. They're definitely geared up and ready to go. There's backpacks on the floor next to them with like grappling hooks and chunks of rope hanging off the side. It's like they're getting ready to check out. There's a waitress, half elf with bubblegum pink hair, several earrings down one side. Both the bottom ones both have like bright parrot feathers hanging off of them. And she just looks at you and goes, "Huh. This is not what I expected." She looks up at the giant. "Did you buy them?" And he goes, "No, found." She goes, "Oh, all right," and just refills the juice, looks at you all with a little bit of sadness in her eyes.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
Yep.
And what will you be eating this morning, loves? Is the pig and the fruit good enough? Is that fine? Anything to drink? Some spirits, perhaps?
I'll take you up on that.
She
Yeah, I
goes.
think I could use one too.
She goes and like quickly pulls several glasses, like tall leather-bound mugs, and brings them back and puts them on the table. The frost giant looks at them and like dips his pinky into each one. And as he does, frost forms on the edge of the mug, and you can like almost hear a little bit of ice crack forming around the edges. He goes, better. And he just kind of like waves to you, like shakes his hand at you and nods. He goes, drink. And he looks at Ella and goes, me too. And she brings back like a moment later, like a gallon-sized pitcher of the same. He stirs it around with his pinky for a minute. You can see frost forming on the outside of the glass.
Yeah, I drink and eat some food.
It is frosted mead, of like
Nice.
with like a hint of mango.
Tara's gonna toast the giant and then drink hers.
He just nods. Good. So.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I was going to have a word with my compatriots. Guys, can I talk to you for 2 seconds? Over here, please.
Maladrag takes his glass and stands up to go.
He
I'll be right
Sure.
back.
He just nods. He goes, "Don't get lost."
Oh yeah, wouldn't dream of it.
He's just stroking his beard and looking at the three of you thoughtfully.
Petra's gonna leave her glass on the table and go over and join the other two.
Yeah, no, Tara's taking hers with her. Guys, did you see the way the server looked at us? I got some not good feelings about that. Not one bit.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this.
How do you, I am loath to say that maybe we want to ditch the giant, but because it's nice having someone a lot bigger to keep the weird lizard things away. That's been kind of cool. We haven't seen them since we started traveling with him, even though it was like what, 4 hours. But the city's pretty big. I mean, he couldn't possibly find us again if we were to, like, leave when he's not looking.
Yeah, it's not like we
And
stand
Tara's
out
just
here
got-
or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that?
It's not like we stand out in this crowd of halflings.
Fair point. I mean, I can just throw the hood up. It's not, we're similar enough in size. But I understand your point. I'm the only one that would be able to mouse away.
Yeah. While we are out of his gaze, or, a little bit further away from him.
You're out of earshot, but not eyesight.
Yeah, I figured he's probably watching us. Can I bring out my augury stone
Mm-hmm.
and try and see if they will tell me anything about if sort of what's in store if we stay with the frost giant.
Okay, and how do you cast them?
I don't know how to use them. Do you throw them on the ground?
Okay, so
You have a bowl that
she just
you keep them in?
takes them out and drops
I have
them
a bowl.
and
I
drops
have a
them
bowl.
on. There you go.
There you go. Throw them in your bowl.
There we go. I
It's like
like it.
reading tea leaves. You just
There we
gotta,
go.
All right, give
shake the
me
bowl.
a straight wisdom.
Oh, I can do that. I was gonna cast augury
Oh yeah, then you can cast the spell augury. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So, results of a specific course of action you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
Yes. So I guess I want to find out if we.
So what is the course of action that you're casting your augury about? Staying with the giant?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say about staying with the giant, but now I want to know if we try to escape.
It is
So I
a
want to ask about staying with the giant.
Okay, so it's a ritual spell, so you could cast it as a ritual, which means it would take 10 minutes. But you just
I
keep.
thought it was just 1 minute.
It's one.
That's if you cast it.
It's 1 minute if you cast it. It's 10 minutes if you do
Yeah.
it as a ritual.
Oh, no, I was just going to cast it.
Okay. So then
I
it's just.
kind of doubt we have 10 minutes in this save.
He's got a lot of pig to go through. You can do it as a ritual if you want.
Oh, okay. That works.
All right. So what is the course of action that you're planning on taking?
I want to know if it would be sort of a good or a bad thing if we stayed with the Frost Giant.
All right. Give me a religion check. Okay,
Nice.
You cast
17.
you cast your bones and look at them for a little bit, and it's interesting because there's a lot of good that can come from staying with the giant, but there's also some problems with staying with the giant. So you have a balance of both weal and woe. Some good results, some bad results.
I will pass that information along to the party.
What kind of bad?
That it doesn't tell me.
I don't like it.
I don't like it
I
either.
also don't like the idea of a big giant frost giant hunting us down in a land we do not know.
Nor do I. They are not normally ones to do business of good.
Well, let's consider this. How about we? I don't know. I'm not really good with people, as you have seen from the past 6 days we've been together. I don't know. Time is weird. But again, I would rather take my chances with the devil I know ish than the devil I don't know. But that's just me.
Well, I guess then I want more information. Do you think we can talk to the waitress?
I can see if she, if we can perhaps maybe talk, and the giant might not know. I'm not really sure.
During the 10 minutes that you've taken that Petra took to cast her bones and interpret them, Tur, you've worked your way through most of your mug of mead, and the waitress does come over looking. It's like, did you want another, love? Is that? She kind of looks over her shoulder at the giant, and he's like, just nods his head. And she goes, he's spying.
I'll ask her if she speaks Sylvan in Sylvan to her.
She looks around and leans forward and goes, yes, yeah, I speak Sylvan.
So I'm going to ask her about the pointed or the sad look she gave us after the frost giant said that he found us, and I'm gonna ask her why she looked that way in Sylvan, very quietly, so the frost giant cannot hear, even if he does speak Sylvan.
Well, it's just he's not a very nice person, and he's come here to kill a man, and he's been really, really open about it. He's offered a reward for him, and he had found some other adventurers a little while ago, and they're not here anymore, but he has their gear.
Did he sell them? Did he eat them?
He
or
did-
is that up to speculation?
I only know that he left with them, went into the jungle, came back with their things, but not them.
Okay. All right.
And when
Thank you.
when I asked, he just said they were weak.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
I will take a half portion of what you gave me earlier to as not seem impolite to our gracious frosty benefactor.
She looks at it. Fruit juice it is. She comes back with a clear, a more clear, lightweight fruit juice, and it's like apple juice. Looks a lot like the mead that you had, but not alcoholic.
Cool.
Petra, do you or Dick speak Sylvan?
Nope.
I speak Elvish. Yeah.
Which I think is different than Sylvan.
It is.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I speak Elvish.
Okay, good to know. So that conversation was just between Tur and the waitress, but you saw like Tur doing her thing. So.
And amazingly not offending anyone. So.
Don't get ahead of yourself now.
Yeah, don't jinx me.
So
My mouth might run away with me.
the giant finishes up the half pig that was there, grabs another handful of fruit, just crams it into his mouth. You can see the fruit juices getting into his beard and just crystallizing almost immediately. He looks at you and goes, "Ready? Okay, shopping time. Come on."
Okay.
He just looks at your stuff and goes, "Your gear is shit."
I mean, it's seen better days.
So he starts walking out of the thundering lizard, gets a few steps, turns his back, goes, "Keep up."
Petra's gonna get a little bold and get up kind of close to him and ask what it is that we're shopping for.
"Better gear. Yours is shit."
While Petra has him preoccupied in conversation, Tur's just gonna tell Maladrak what the waitress told her.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. Okay. Tur, you got this. I believe in you. Yeah!
Oh, come on!
So Tur got a 21 on her sneaky stealth thing, but the frost giant got a 22.
Oh, fucking hell.
So what are you telling Dix? Just basically what the waitress told you, or?
So what I'm going to say is, so I said, or I'll say, adventurers went into the forest with him, with him, and he came back with their gear. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Yeah, he looks over his shoulder at you and goes, "Yeah, they weak, stupid, sold their stuff, buying you better stuff. Let's go." And
What's that? Petra's just over here like, I didn't have this conversation. My perception's not
Petra's
great. I just assume I didn't catch it.
Tur's just gonna start talking to herself in Gnomish. I should never open my mouth again for anything at all whatsoever.
so within,
Maladrak's just gonna like shake his head and like look at her like.
she was like staged. She was trying to do like a decent whisper, but the big guy's got some sharp ears. Within a few minutes, he takes you over to this area here. He goes, "This Grand Souk, shopping time," and he looks you up and down. He looks at Petra. "Can you use an axe?"
I don't know. I have a mace.
He looks at Dix. You use axe.
I can.
Looks at Tur. Looks at you. You should be the boss. Now it's me. Okay. So
Wait,
he.
who was he telling should be the boss? Was he still talking to Maladrak?
Yeah, still talking to Maladrak. So he walks you into the Grand Souk, and it is a bazaar. Like, it is like Middle Eastern Moroccan bazaar. There are tapestries and carpets and weapons and armaments and animals. There's flying monkeys and flying snakes and little cats and all kinds of weird pets and all kinds of things. There's pet vendors, and it's only mid-morning, but it's already noisy with people hawking and bartering at the top of their lungs. People gnashing and wailing, and you overhear phrases like, "But I have so many children," and "Why, you're robbing me, you're robbing me, this is terrible. Okay, half price." And like, just like really terrible stereotypical things from my brain. But it is the Grand Souk, it is a huge market, and he goes, "Okay." And he looks at Petra. What kind of armor are you wearing right now?
I am wearing, I believe it's chainmail.
Okay.
Double check. Yeah, it's. Wait. Is that right? I will get back to you.
All right. So first thing he does is walks into the armorers. And he looks at Petra and Dix and goes, chainmail, take it off.
Here?
Goes, get good armor here.
What kind?
And he points at a couple of breastplates on the wall. Those. Less
That would
weight.
be an upgrade.
Less weight. Better move. Less hot. So chainmail gives you AC 16, but no dex bonus, and a minimum strength 13 to wear it. Breastplate is 14 plus, up to 2 points of dex. No disadvantage on stealth, and no strength needed to wear it.
I think this is gonna work out better for me.
And the giant leans forward and he looks at the halfling that's working the armor. He goes, like those, but shiny. And the halfling looks up at him and goes, as you wish. I can do this. It's not a problem, my friend. I'm happy to help. Anything you like. You do know I have to charge premium price. And the giant leans down, looks at him, just scowls, and goes, attempts to intimidate this halfling. The halfling goes, okay, not as bad, family discount. And within moments, he goes into the back and comes back out with 2 +1 breastplates. And the giant reaches in, grabs a pouch, and just like starts counting out platinum pieces. Within a moment, they are bought and paid for, so you can each take a breastplate +1.
I don't think I'm proficient in that.
It is. It is medium. It is
Yeah, it's
medium armor.
That's what it is. It's
Yep.
medium armor?
It is medium armor, so it's going to be AC 15 plus up to 2 points of dex, if you have a dexterity bonus.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I only have a +1 in dex, so it makes my AC exactly the same.
But it weighs less, and there's no disadvantage on stealth.
There is that.
Yay.
So the frost giant just nods and says, "Okay, not bad. Let's see your weapons.
I pull out my speed flail.
He looks at it, he goes, okay. Looks at Tur. What you got?
I got this hand axe. I have my longbow.
Shit.
I have
Shit.
I have my mace of shocks. And I like pull that out. And it crackles a little bit. And I
Shiny shit. And he looks at Petra. Show me what you got.
Petra brings out her little like hand crossbow.
He just rolls his eyes like, oi. Okay.
These are mine.
Miss, okay. Weapons next. And he walks you down into the weapons area where there's a female halfling sitting at the front of like a large thing. She has 2 Goliaths standing just behind her, wearing breastplates and carrying like truncheons, and they're just like standing with their arms crossed. And there's like a large metal cage with a bunch of weapons inside of it, and she's got a ring of keys on her belt. And the giant walks in and looks at her, and she goes, "Ah, Dagger, it's so good to see you again. Are you bringing me more things to sell?" He goes, "No, buying." She goes, "Oh, even better." And he goes, "These are mine," and points at the 3 of you. He goes, "Give them good weapons. Axes." She goes, "I can give them axes." And she just kind of looks at the 3 of you, goes, "Battle axes, hand axes, or great axes?"
Little one.
I'm an archer. I can use a hand axe, but I'm better with my bow. Oh, also, as an aside, did he not care about the armor that Tur was wearing? He only cared about what Petra was wearing and what Dix was wearing?
Yeah,
Maladrak?
he just ignored you.
Okay, duly noted.
I'm following the character descriptions on Frost Giants.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I had that right.
Yeah.
This
I'll take a
motherfucker
battle
right
axe.
here.
All right. So he pays for a battle axe for Petra, battle axe for Dix, and with grudge in his face, a longbow for Tur that is obviously of elvish make.
Beautiful.
Tur is so excited, but she's not going to show it.
Petra is going to like really fail hard at lifting this battle axe and be like, I think I need something smaller.
He goes, "Or bigger arms. Carry it."
Oh.
And so
Wait, are battle axes +1?
there's a battle axe +1, an elvish longbow +1, and another battle axe +1.
Okay.
And afterwards he goes, "How much left?" And the woman goes, "You still have enough credit for a little bit. Would you like me to pay it?" He goes, "No, you keep. If they need, they can buy more. Come on, time to check this." And he just turns to the 3 of you and like snaps his fingers. "Let's go. Keep up." And he heads out of the souk. At this point, he's just assuming you guys are following him. He looks back over his shoulder every now and then and like snaps his fingers at you.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's still paying for shit, keep following him.
Yeah.
So he walks along the outer the edge of the harbor, and you can see like all the boats docked at all the skiffs and stuff like that, and you can see little buildings where people are obviously unloading cargo from the boats inside the harbor. He walks around the harbor and starts cutting through this area here towards this building marked 20. He walks in through the side. He goes, "Okay, time to check," and walks you down through, like, it's like a stadium entrance,
Sorry.
and walks
Pretty good roll though.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Walks you into
Wasted it.
the stadium and starts speaking with a pair of Goliaths in a guttural tongue that none of you understand. They nod and they look at you and they look at him, and he like just kind of like nods his head towards you, and they're like, "All right," and he goes, "Okay, up the ramp."
Can
Does he start to move up the ramp, or does he just want us to go?
Now he points at the three of you and he goes, "Up the ramp, go."
For the, it's a boat, right?
No, you're in this large Coliseum looking or stadium looking building.
Yup.
Oh no.
Yup.
love it.
We've
They
been
weren't
had.
speaking Each speech, were they?
No, they were speaking giant.
Love it. Yeah, I do not speak that.
Alright, we can do it. I mean, we defeated a dead Minotaur, so there's that.
Sure enough, as you walk up through this dark tunnel into the light, you walk out onto sand, you look around, and you are at the ground floor of a Coliseum. The stands are not really filled with anybody. It's mostly empty, but you're out in the middle of the or walking out through this archway, and you find yourself out just in the sand, looking around going, "Okay, this is a thing and a place that you're now in."
Alright. So
And
how, like, of the stands, I know you said that it's not filled with a lot of people yet, but are, like, people filtering in? And it's just really slow, or is it just, like, nobody at all?
there's like nobody. This is still mid-morning. It's not even noon. And it's starting to get kind of hot, but there is like it's like partially domed with the middle part open, so there is some good shade, but enough light that you can see easily.
How many doors are there
There's
leading
much
around the...
much like a football stadium. There's one on your side, one on the other side.
Oh, I'm talking about, like, inside the arena where we're standing. Like, how many tunnels are there leading out into the Coliseum?
Oh,
Like, the
just
auditorial area.
one on your side, one on the other side.
Oh, okay, right.
Within the stands themselves, looks like there's multiple entrances and all that. So we're gonna bring you guys over to the stadium. Just gonna see if I have the right map for that.
If I had arrows from my previous longbow, am I still allowed to use them with my new one?
Yes.
Okay, so does that mean that I also get, or do I only have 16 arrows and I did not get more arrows when I got the longbow?
He did not get you more arrows.
He didn't take my mace, did he?
Nope.
Okay. Or my hand axe. He left those with me.
Yeah.
Okay. And I still have my old
mace,
longbow
right?
too?
Ooh, that's terrible. Yeah, no. You do not have your old longbow.
Oh, I was gonna be like, worst case scenario, I could use that as a weapon too. Just attempt to garrote somebody with it. Alright, that's fine. Alright, I'll remove it from my inventory. Boom. It is gone. Okay.
2 seconds while I prep this.
We just came pit fighters for a frost giant.
Yeah.
God damn it.
How upset are you right now?
Molodrak's not happy.
Oh,
Grab your-
Petra is not pleased either.
Grab your characters and copy them over.
At least we're not, like, being sold. We still have some sort of autonomy. Not that I'm saying this is ideal, but considering that he could have, you know, picked us up and shoot us, like, I'm okay with this
Mm-hmm.
for the time being.
That's why Molodrak is upset. He is not happy with our situation. He knows what Frost Giants can do.
Ooh, that's spooky. What are those?
So,
Oh boy.
on the far side of the arena, as your gate closes, another gate opens, and obviously undead creatures start climbing out, creeping out from this thing, and they're like, you can hear in the background shouts and like sparks of energy that's chasing them up into this tunnel. They see you, and you've faced these before. These are ghouls.
Oh. Yikes. I've already used a spell slot today. Beautiful.
So, we're gonna do Nish.
Nish. Alright, turn.
19.
Nice, solid. Tur! What are you doing? Sorry, I didn't have Tur clicked.
Okay. Go ahead and click your icon and roll your initiative again then.
Are you sure? 'Cause
Yep.
I can type it in.
Nope, that's totally fine.
Um,
Or I can type it in for
Thank
you. I'm okay with that too.
Thank
So 19 for Malodrak, 7 for Tur, 13 for Petra, and then 5 d20s for our friends here. We got,
You're at 4 for Tur.
did I?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I got it.
Another 17, and then a 19,
Yikes.
and then a 12, and then a 20.
Gonna spooky crawl.
Alright. So, the ghouls start in. They are practically mindless. You can see them ravening with hunger. One of them is carrying like the forearm from another one that's been missing. It's like they've been gnawing on each other. These things are obviously starved. They're thinner and more worn out than you have seen other undead. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Not good.
30. I believe that was not the correct one. Purple. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as he can go, so he's going to keep running to get right next to Malodrak.
Yikes.
Then we got red. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Tur on a square, and Petra on a square, and Mal on a square. And it runs right up to Tur and attacks with claws, failing miserably. Nothing happened. It just stumbled and raked its claws at you and did nothing.
Nice.
Malodrak.
Molodrak's gonna like screech at this guy as it runs up to him, and he's gonna pull out use his new battle axe to try and hack him up.
Okay.
For an 11.
That is a hit.
Cool. For 11 slashing damage.
You not only hit this creature, but you lop off one of its arms. And not just one of its arms, but like deep into the shoulder and chest. It's just like, if it's not completely gone, but it's hanging by like rib skin. It's like, ah! Ah! It looks at this arm, screams, looks at you, screams.
Awesome. I think that's going to be it.
Alright, that's it for Maladrak. We got blue. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gets him close enough to attack. Claws at you, that's an 11.
That does not hit.
That does not hit. Nothing. Petra.
Petra is going to move up closer into the middle of this. Can I get over, like, so I'm flanking the blue guy? 30 feet. Yeah.
See if you can walk it out.
10, 15, 20. It's kind of there. So that I'm kind of in the middle. And then I'm going to cast Bane
Okay. And what does
on these guys.
Bane do?
So with Bane, I get to pick creatures that I can see within a 30-foot range, and they make a charisma saving throw. So it means that if they fail, they have to subtract a d4 from an attack roll or a saving throw.
Alright. And so within 30 feet, you say?
Yeah. And I'm going to cast it at level 2, which I think means I get 4 of them.
That is the lot of them. Alright. And it's charisma saving throw?
It's a charisma save. Yep.
Alright.
Against 13.
Two failed.
Okay. So I will have cast it on red, orange, blue, and purple. So I guess you can pick which ones.
You could actually get... Oh, yeah, so... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
So-
only get to pick 4.
Oh, you only get to pick 4? Okay. So in that case, only one of them failed.
Oh, okay.
So red is now baned. It's Petra's action. Any bonus action?
No, not right now.
Okay. Orange. 30. Gets close enough to attack. Claws. 11 does not hit. And Tur.
I'm pumped. Alright, here's the deal. I have Zephyr Strike, and that's a bonus action.
Okay.
So that means I get to move like the wind bullseye. My speed increases by 30 feet. I can move 55 feet per round now.
Whoa.
Also,
Go.
I'm like Sonic. Gotta go real fast. Also, once before the spell ends, I can give myself advantage on one weapon attack roll on my turn.
Nice.
And that attack will deal an extra d8 force damage on a hit.
Sick.
Sweet.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to here, the very most outside. Oh, and it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks because I cast Zephyr on myself, so
Sweet.
those guys can't hit me, and I'm gonna try to take out I'll take out orange guy with my longbow.
Alrighty.
It does not say, but I'm going to ask this before I roll. If I want to use my 1d8 now, before the spell ends, do I need to tell you that before I roll it, or?
For the extra damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please. That you'll be inflicting
Okay.
it, yeah.
Then I would like to do that.
Go for it.
Alright, so here's the first shot. And again, I'm shooting for orange.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh,
an 8
F me.
does not hit.
No, I get advantage.
Oh, you got advantage. Then do the
I
advantage.
get advantage, and then if my advantage is successful, hang on, can I put this in chat?
Yeah, go ahead and plug it in there.
How do I do it from D&D Beyond?
Just copy and
I don't
paste,
really
or
know how to do
I
it.
can just look it up
Yep.
in D&D Beyond. That's
There
fine
you
too.
go.
Nice.
So that's what it is. So I'm gonna use my advantage to try to strike orange a second time.
Oh yeah, that hits, and then you can add your
Yes.
extra D8 on top of that.
Nice.
Yes. Nice.
So that's a
He
total
takes
of 12.
6 piercing and then 6 force damage.
Sick. All right.
And I have expended 2 arrows doing that. And that is it. That is all I can do on my turn. But that was pretty good.
So green rushes in to attack Petra. That's a 21.
Yikes.
Yes.
Uh, Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no. Don't turn into a zomboid.
That's a fail.
Oh no.
Petra is paralyzed.
Okay.
Oh,
Other
yeah.
question. I have a concentration spell up, so
You also
What do I
have
have
to
to do?
roll a 12 or higher on concentration. So
how do I roll concentration?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving
Oh,
throw.
another
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you
17.
maintained concentration on your spell,
Yeah.
but you are currently
Okay.
paralyzed
Okay.
for 1 minute, also known as 10
Ah.
10 rounds. But you get a saving throw on each one of your turns.
Okay.
All right. And as warned, folks on the internet, I did warn you that tonight was going to be a short game, but I did warn them, so they're not going to be surprised when I say this will be our last round of combat. If we don't finish them off, we'll continue with a fight right at the beginning of next week's session.
That's very
Woo.
spicy.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, so we got purple attacking Maladrak with claws. 6, that's a miss.
That is.
Red, moving in for the flank on Maladrak. Attacking with claws, I'm going to subtract a d4 from this after I roll it, because that's a 20. So here comes that d4. That's now a
Nice.
17. Is that a hit?
17 does not hit.
17 does not hit. Thank you, Bane.
Woo!
Maladrak, you are up. You got 3 ghouls on you.
Yep.
Or in another way of thinking, you're flanking 1 ghoul.
Because if you read paralyzed, it says that she's incapacitated,
Ooh, yeah, so she cannot threaten anymore, so she is no longer...
which I hate to say it, but I think it also means you lose concentration.
No,
Uh,
I win.
no, I'm gonna let her keep the concentration because her brain is still working. Her brain's still working, but her muscles are locked up. It's like tetanus, just...
Ooh, rough.
But
Bruh.
seeing, I imagine I see her like seize up.
Yep.
So seeing that, I'm going to continue my attack on blue right
Okay.
in front of me.
Go for it. With advantage. No, not advantage, just regular attack.
Yeah. For an 18.
That is a big ol'
Nice.
hit.
For 7 slashing damage.
Managed to hack him pretty good. And he turns his attention to you, angered that you would do such a thing. He's so insolent as to attack him, and he scratches at you, just raking his claws against the brand new breastplate that you got, doing not a darn thing.
Yep.
Petra, Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you
Nice.
did.
Not 20!
20.
So you are no longer paralyzed. You managed to just like really bad cramp in the tetanus hands, and you're like just stretching them out, and like, but it took all of your energy to do that. Do you have any bonus actions?
I do have bonus actions. Well then. I am going to. I'm gonna just hang out. I think I'm okay.
Just gonna chill.
Yeah, just gonna regain my composure for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Or suggestion in chat if you want to use some of your Planeswalker powers.
Ooh. There you go.
So, but you're going to stick with just hanging out?
Yep.
Okay. You are no longer paralyzed. Orange is going to saddle up to you, snug in a little closer, and go for another claw attack. That's a 13. I don't believe that hits. And we're over to Tur.
Okay. Tur's going to move. So purple is directly in front of her.
Okay.
And she still has Zephyr Strike on. That lasts for 10 rounds, essentially.
Excellent.
And I'm gonna shoot purple with the longbow. Or not.
No. You're so not used to moving this fast. You're like Tur is like a little dusty blur in the sand. Just brrr, brrr. She comes over, like stops, and poof, and as she's like her arms are still wobbling from the sudden like skid stop, and just poof, arrow flies between the ghoul and Maladrak and pins to the ground just next to blue.
Sorry.
And green gets to attack with advantage.
Of course he did.
So he hits with a 21. That's another Constitution saving throw, please.
I should have done things. It's fine.
And that tetanus locks you back up again as you get another dose of the ghoul poison. You take 5 points of slashing damage, and I need another Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration. DC 10. And you lose concentration on your Bane as well.
Alright.
And that is we're going to press the pause button. Waiting to start up the sand fight in the Colosseum next week. We're going to see how these ghouls do and if they pass the test of the Frost Giant. Alright folks, thank you so much for this awesome game. And we'll pick it up next week. Same time, same channel.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.